Hey, we did it! We completed Metal Gear Solid Integral, not whatever word I was trying to say before. And now we've got access to Special. And if we go to Special, well, for one, we can look at the album. Let's load. Takes a little bit. Look, there's Rex. There's that picture of Rex we took. We can name the photo. We can mess with the RGB values. I played with this a lot when I was younger. I thought it was so cool that a video game let you take pictures and save them. Unfortunately, you couldn't print them out like Pokemon Snap. It would have been really cool if you could have, but you know, not quite. Look at this. Can you even make out what that's supposed to be? That's Liquid and Ocelot. And when I was talking about the compression, yeah, they're not the highest quality. I don't know why it kicks you out to there, but there's also a demo theater, which you can just play all of the cutscenes in the game. We're not going to do that. We're not. We're going to do 1P view mode play. And we get this because we're on disc 2. Now, this is the Master Collection, so it'll swap the discs for us automatically, which is very nice. So what is the 1P view mode? Well, it's explaining this to us, but again, you might not really understand what they're saying. I haven't seen a translation of this. I'm not going to try to translate it live. But in essence, it's the game. It's Metal Gear Solid. See? Same opening cutscene. We're going to skip it.
This is Snake.
Yep.
Colonel, can you hear me?
This is all the same. We're just going to skip through. What do we got? Well, we got nothing. We don't have our bandana because that was from the regular mode. What? Yeah. In this mode, no. In this mode, it's its entirely own file. You can, however, get the bonus items from beating the game again. But the big draw is, remember before how we could press triangle to go in first person? Well, we can't do that now. But if we double tap it, oh my god. Welcome to the most awkward, nauseating thing you will ever see. Metal Gear Solid in first person. Now, luckily, you can freely change the viewpoint whenever you want between third person and first person. But man, it's so cursed. I'm really upset that it took until the Master Collection to get this, because this is insane. If you're a fan of re-experiencing games in a new light, you're gonna love this mode because it's nuts. I have played through most of the game like this before, and I'm gonna try and get through a decent chunk of it. Now, with skipping the cutscenes, it's gonna go a lot faster. But it's really funny. It's really just bizarre. The game is primarily the same. There's some other options too. There is an arrange mode that we unlocked that maybe I'll take a look at in the future. I don't think there's really good documentation of what elements have been arranged, however. English language documentation of Metal Gear isn't as good as it could be. There's several plot points and translation decisions and stuff that I feel like should be common knowledge that aren't. For example, in this cutscene where Liquid says he has to swat down a couple of bothersome flies, the phrasing he uses, Solid Snake later uses the same wording in Japanese.
Snake. I'm
In
front of the
English,
door.
it's similar enough, but he uses the same phrase to refer to taking out the Hind D, which, by the way, we're in spoiler territory now. It's New Game Plus. That phrase is uttered again in future games. There's a lot of stuff like that where there's deliberate callbacks that just don't happen in English. And I know of them because I'm a freak weirdo, but I feel like most franchises, that stuff is
The bright dot in the middle is
very
the
well
sea.
documented, very well known, and it's not really
Snake, your radar isn't
documented that well for Metal Gear. And even things like this first person mode and the arrange mode, you know, not documented as well as they could be. So in the future, I would like to take a peek through arrange mode as well and see if I can notice any differences. Allegedly, it's enemy and item placement primarily. This is weird. All right. Get in there. Get the SOCOM. So, I don't think there's like a safe place to look at this. But in first person mode, look, we can shoot in first person. It kind of works. It's not too bad. It's not the best first-person shooter I've ever played, and you might see that there's a very aggressive lock-on that really helps. The only issue, aside from the fact that I'm obviously out of bullets now, is you can see my laser very faintly in the middle of the screen, but I can't actually aim up and down. So I can aim, you know, left and right. Can't aim while crouching. Can't aim while lying down. So you're kind of limited to just this verticality. Now, if I change my elevation in the world, then I can aim, you know, higher up. Let's just kind of scoot around him. But
Whose footprints are these?
yeah, whose footprints are these? It's not as precise as you might like. It's really not true first-person aiming.
A surveillance
A
camera?
surveillance camera that I'm right in the path of now? But it's still an interesting way to do it. So if you're familiar with later games in the franchise, you might know that, you know, you can shoot... Oh. Well, he's got a very aggressive lock-on. That's nice. That does work in the main game, or the third-person mode as well. The very aggressive auto-aim that Snake has. Let's see if I can just... Oh my god. There it is. Oh, it's a little disorienting. I'm not good with first person. Yeah, you've got a very aggressive lock-on for the enemies, but unfortunately, even though it looks like you should be able to shoot things like cameras, you're not actually able to do that. And here's Miller. He's going to talk to
This
us.
is McDonald Miller.
Yep, we now know that that's Liquid Snake. So, his weird advice that he gives us, you know, makes a little more sense now that he's trying to mislead us.
Did something.
But I think this is a very interesting way to play the game. Now, granted, this sequence is always in first person. But yeah, Gino needs to get his eyes checked. Yeah, it does kind of sheds light on how dumb the enemies are in this game. Granted, again, at the time, it was nuts. Because at the time, stealth games weren't really a thing, especially not in 3D. Certainly there were games with, you know, elements of it, but hearing them react to footsteps and knocking on walls and stuff. It's a lot of what made this game so fun, was that you could just mess with the enemies and expose how dumb they are. We did insane experiments to make super soldiers, but nobody realized it hampers their eyesight. Feels like a Metal Gear plot. Isn't that like Lickers in Resident Evil? Yeah. Oh. You can also see he doesn't throw those very far at all. Oops. I double through. That's fine. Thermal goggle. Gotta get it. But yeah, exploring the tank hangar in first person really is kind of nuts. Exploring the whole game like this, it's bizarre, but I kind of dig it. Now,
Snake, that floor is
this is a good
designed
codec
so
call
your
that I missed the
footsteps
first
echo.
time.
Listen, Snake, there's a way to walk so your footsteps won't be heard. I call it stalking. Here's how you do it. First, put your weight on the opposite foot that you're going to step with. Then, take a step so that your heel makes contact with the ground first. Then, as you slowly lower the tip of your foot to the floor, gradually shift your weight onto that foot. Use your knees to maintain the subtle balance. Try it.
Try it.
I can't do it. Another way is to wear your socks over your shoes. If you crawl on your stomach, you won't make any noise.
I love how into that description he gets. Only for Snake to be like, I can't do that. That's not a mechanic of the game. And then he gives us the like completely ridiculous, well, just put your socks on the outside of your shoes, I guess. I don't know. Idiot. Does make tracking cameras a little easier. This, does not make controlling yourself in a precise way easier, but I imagine if there were a way to turn the radar off in this mode, it would be quite interesting to play it like this. I don't think you can turn the radar off, however. Also, you've kind of got tank controls in first person, and by kind of, I mean entirely. It's just not fixed camera, because I can just boop, walk backwards. We can go to B1. Snake, have you tried lying down on the floor and just rolling around, potentially at the speed of sound? Can't really see what that says, but you can just barely see that that is the same layout as the holding cells. It's very, very difficult to parse out, but just trust me, bro. Source, just trust me, bro. Alright. I always like official modes in games that feel like a weird ROM hack, and man, this feels like a weird ROM hack. MGS1 kind of has a fixed camera system. Again, the closest things of around the time I could liken it to would be, I guess, Code Veronica, which would come out 2 years after this. Or 1 year after this release, but I think it's interesting that a game that has primarily fixed camera, Metal Gear allows you to play it in first person as an alternate mode. We're going to see something like that with MGS3 in the future, where the original release of that game had fixed cameras, but the re-release and every subsequent version had a third-person controllable camera. And it really changes the game. Alright. Hey. Oh, I'm full on rations. You can also see that you just kind of blaze through everything when you skip the cutscenes. You're still stationary when you aim. You can't move, but you do get a better view of what you're actually aiming at. Like this. It's so weird, though, man. It's like, I'm not particularly good at first person myself. Can you? But you can see, yeah, he just kind of auto-aims, so that's nice. Yep, don't think, just jam.
I'm telling you, shoot!
I feel like Snake locks on a little faster. Oh, hi. Oh. Alright, let's just... No, it's probably the same. It just feels a little faster, you know? The feel of battle. We did it. Now, it's a shame that it's a separate file, because it would be really funny to have infinite ammo and first person.
Naomi, I just had some...
Yep, some kind of hallucination. Oh, it's so weird. It is nice, though, that it's just a button press, right? Like, you could play the whole game like this, you know, like normal, and not really know. Right, we've got the level 1 card now. Right, that's a ration. But it's neat. Like I said, I really am a sucker for weird alternate modes. So when I heard that the Master Collection was finally going to have Integral available outside of Japan for, I believe, the first time, I've heard some weird, like, but this is what I mean where it's not properly documented. Allegedly, the PC version of Integral came out in PAL regions. But it's hard for me to verify that because I don't know anyone who just goes, oh yeah, here's my version of it. You know, it's not documented as well as it could be. But having this version of the game more available to people, I think, is super rad because it's pretty rad. Now, you might notice something, though. First person is a little silly. Like, I'm standing on top of this item. I have to be in third person to pick it up. It's definitely an experimental mode that is not fully fleshed out as it should be. But that's fine. That's why it's like a bonus, you know? That's why it's a New Game Plus bonus. I don't think that warning has been translated into English. The large amount of text that we saw. It probably explains some of this. But like I said, since documentation for these games is not as good as it should be, I know I keep repeating that, but it's mind-blowing to me that I am, you know, a Metal Gear guy, and I don't have all of the Metal Gear facts because just no one collected all of the Metal Gear facts. I have several Metal Gear facts, but I don't have all of them. I want all of them. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. Okay, let's get out of first person so I can actually grab these items. Stun grenade, chaff grenade. Oh yeah. Like I said, because, you know, you can go around like this. And the way you look up and down is done by, when you're in first person, you hold triangle to look up and down. I don't think I explained that. Because despite the fact the DualShock had been released by this point, no one really figured out twin stick controls yet. So it's a little weird. It's no Ratchet and Clank first person. That's for true. That's for true. Is that wall still going to jitter? Yeah, it's jittering. But it's not the wall we need to blow up. So there's a point I want to get to that I think I should be able to get to. Because when you skip cutscenes in these games, well, let's just say that. Okay, I think I should be safe. I was not safe. But I can look in here. Oh, I know how I was meant to do it. I messed up. What I was meant to do is, I think, be over here, or maybe, like, further over here. But, yeah, you can see Ocelot in there if you go into first person quickly after exploding the wall. Alright, go get that ration. Boop. Equip our SOCOM. Skip this cutscene. Oh. Again, can't be in.
I understand the bullets you see. I make them go where I want.
Okay, that's cool. This fight's weird. You would think it would be better in first person, but it's kind of just silly.
Don't you want to settle this?
You can keep track of Ocelot better, though. So that's nice. You can also tell when you're actually aimed at him.
But to you, it'll be the smell of your own death.
Yeah, smell of my own death. I got it. Oh. You'd only hit him once per round there, so you gotta make it count. He loves it though. He loves it. Baker, not as much of a fan. Huh? And even though you would think you should be able to shoot in between these, no, Baker's got a big chunky hitbox. So you still have to do this little runaround nonsense. Now, I don't have any rations left, so that's not great. He loves it, though. He loves it. I'm less of a fan, because I'm probably going to simply perish. Yep, I simply perished. Yeah, that's understandable. Snake just repeatedly shooting Ocelot between the legs. Yeah, you shoot peeps in the Wing Dang Doodle a lot in this game. I mean, you know, center mass and all that. Okay. Let's see if I can do this proper. I think... Well... Is it over here? Where I have to... God damn it. I don't remember how I'm meant to do it, but you know... Not good, because now I'll have less rations and less health to deal with him. Hey, you know what I can do, actually? Oh no, that's what a trapdoor does. Alright, so we're not going to worry about the Ocelot Easter egg, because honestly, I don't know how to trigger it. Oh, I still have less light. Well, you know what? That's fine. So now I can go here. Oh. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Wrong! Hiding won't help you. I understand the bullets you see. I make them go where I want.
One benefit to the first-person mode, though, is... it is easier to switch between moving and shooting. Oh, actually, I think I still can move and shoot. If I, yes. Yes, I can hold X. And I can awkwardly do this. And it's nauseating as all hell. But I can do it.
You better hurry up. The old man's not gonna last too long. Don't you want to settle this?
I do. Oh, I think I did. Okay. So I guess I can shoot him from this angle? Well, that's interesting. I always thought you just simply couldn't shoot him
But to you, it'll be the smell of your own.
through that at all. Oh, look at that! You can shoot him across it. I thought that feature wouldn't be invented until Twin Snakes. Now, unfortunately... Okay, there we go. I did it. I did it.
You're pretty good.
Baker just hanging around in this mode is really funny, yeah. You get a really good shot of him just...
Been a long time since
really just... not having a great time. Hey, get ready to skip a lot of cutscenes.
The amount of spent nuclear fuel and plutonium is increasing even today. In other words, there's plenty of...
Yep. Yep.
You mean
Being tied up watching two fools repeatedly shooting each other, yeah.
Colonel, are you
Oh, it's pretty silly. All right, you remember we gotta talk to Meryl. We gotta level up our life first. Kenneth is gone. Kenneth is no longer with us. Now, you can see that says level 4. And it will not let us through. I point this out because I'm going to point... Again, we're in spoiler territory, but I'll mention it again when we play it. But in Twin Snakes, that's a level 2 door, so you can actually exit it. I don't know why they made it level 4 in the original. I really don't understand the purpose. Because it's not like you can't get back there. It's just... Oh yeah, right. Let's contact Meryl. You remember what Meryl's number is, right? It's... No, I lied.
Who are you?
Yep.
I was really impressed with the way you busted yourself out of there.
The one from the prison?
Yep, you've got beautiful, compassionate eyes and a great ass. Another feature that they would end up adding in later games is just being able to hold a single button to rapidly go through all of the codec information, and then later still just simply being able to press the start button to skip the whole thing. But now I gotta mash on that X, that cross button, like there was no tomorrow. Hey, we remember this. Yep. Kind of harder to see in first person with the thermal goggles than it is with the cigarettes, or just simply knowing that you have to crawl underneath. So we've got the FAMAs now. Which also can be aimed in first person, but the problem with that is that it's the FAMAs and it's kind of useless. Because if I press the button at all, it'll just start firing wildly, and I don't really want to do that. Not yet, anyway. Let's go to B1 to pick up some goodies. And more importantly, there's no one here, so I can demonstrate, yeah. Yeah, you can kind of now just Ah! It's kind of fun. It's more fun once you have the infinite ammo bandana, because then you don't have to reload, and especially in the first person mode, you can just go nuts. There is something else that we'll look at on a different game mode. But there's a very specific point in mind that I want to get to in this mode. And we're actually not too far off. It seems like we're really far off, but we've been playing this for only 35 minutes. Closer to 30 because I had to show off, yep, some menu stuff.
Snake, I unlocked the cargo
Cool,
door for
sweet,
you.
thanks. Thanks, Bay. But yeah, 35 minutes in, I think we were still talking to the DARPA chief at this point. We might have just gotten to him, in fact. Yes. Excuse me. Excuse me. Love that bit. Love that bit. Alright, get our Thermga. Get our SOCOM. Oh, we did use our SOCOM stopper. Ah, wait. We're not ready to go up there yet. Because there's another item we'll need. You remember. Cardboard box, my beloved. Well, he saw us. Oh, right, that closes. Well, let's hide under here. And hope that he's stupid. Oh, he's not stupid. Oh. Well. You know, I went through all that work to get those extra rations. Yep. Dudes just keep coming out. Because they just kind of spawn them, like, right off screen.
What's that?
What's that? Oh, no. A lot of why this game was considered difficult back in the day was how easy it is to get yourself caught in a loop. As advanced as they make the AI out to be, it's not that advanced, you know. Now, with any luck, there should be at least less guards here now. Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. Alright, we gotta wait for that to go all the way up. I can't see. Okay, that's going up. That's fast. That's slow. That's very slow. Okay. I have an easier time with the cigarettes than the thermal goggles. And we're back out here, and we know there's Claymore mines in that area. Stealth equipped, Claymore mines. Invisible to the naked eye. Use the mine detector. Oh. Oh, did I not get the mine detector? No, that's right. It gave me the thermal goggles. I didn't get the mine detector because it's in that little office room. I did not go to the little office room. It's fine, though. I know where the mines are. Yep, still clearly no tank there. Clearly. But we've got a delicious ration. Mines? In the minefield? I'm gonna say, I believe this is just simply called Canyon. Wow. Really getting an eyeful there. Anyway. Get our chaff grenades out. Get our single ration equipped, which is not enough. M1 tank, again, tight fit for a big boy like you. Kaboom. Can't hit us with his main gun now. But he can hit us with that gun. Destroy the... Gonna destroy the treads. Okay. Yeah, toss a grenade up there. Oh. Oh boy. Not wanting to land. Oh, that one landed. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Drop an item? Nope. See how you like this. Well, let's see how you like... that. There we go. Easy peasy chicken dinner. Metal Gear Kart Racer. Come on down to Claymore Canyon. There was... Konami Crazy Racers. Crazy spelled with a K. I feel like they wanted to, instead of racers, call it kart. I feel like they wanted to use the word kart, but then realized that they probably shouldn't because of how the game would be abbreviated. Although that doesn't stop Street Fighter from telling you to press 3 kicks at once. Anyway, Konami Crazy Racers does have a Shadow Moses level and Gray Fox as a selectable racer with a remix of the Alert theme, I believe. That's a game I considered.
Be careful.
At some point, I would like to do the Nightmare Metal Gear rotation marathon, where I play every game that's like tangentially related. Play stuff like Konami Crazy Racers, Dream Mix, Smash World, Super Fight Zone. You know, that game where Solid Snake can fight against Optimus Prime and Megatron. But, you know, I want to get through the main games first. But yeah, there's a discussion point. Is that for as much as people say that this is like a perfect artsy franchise, when you look at when, you know, before there was the big departure, when the original director was still there, that's when the franchise was most franchised out. Like, the snake appears in Konami Track and Field on the DS. Oh, didn't want to go here. He appears in a lot of goofy stuff. There were, you know, comic books. There were all these weird spin-offs that we have still I do like the weird spin-offs. Let's just, hey. That's not how you want to go. Yeah, a lot of strange guest appearances during, you know, what a lot of people would consider, you know, the prime point of the series. Again, a lot of people tend to, I'll say, glorify MGS2. But there's a reason why we remember MGS2 Snake so fondly, and it's not because he appears a lot in that game. Oh no. Oh no, it is not. MGS2 Snake does make a lot of appearances, but most of them are in weird crossovers and such. Oh, do I have to... Just close the door on him. That's interesting. The Nikita launcher did not show up. I think I have to trigger this cutscene first. Only the highest integrity in the franchise where half the cast has soiled themselves. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I love Metal Gear, but I do think a lot of people are a little, they kind of put it up on a pedestal. They're kind of a little overprotective of it. And there's nothing wrong with thinking it's a incredible, you know, well-written game series, because I agree with that. If it wasn't, I wouldn't like it. But I do think there's a tendency to think that there was a point where it had integrity and then lost integrity. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think, if anything, you know, since the big departure, as I'll refer to it, I think it's been treated with more integrity because, you know, everyone's a little touchy. They don't want to commit any faux pas. I did go in there, didn't I? Well, either way. Snake, can you... Oh. I was trying to press the button to open the door. It's a... It's a key card. Hey. See you later. He's going off to the bathroom. All right. We're almost to where I wanted to get to. I won't waste too much time getting the extra items here, because there's just one little bit of goofiness I want to display. Oh no. I do think it's fascinating once you know what to do. And skipping cutscenes. Again, the game's not particularly long, nor is it particularly difficult. And I think if you can naturally speedrun a game just through what the game allows you to do, I think that's a pretty good video game, you know. I don't base games entirely on if I can't speedrun it, it's bad. But I think it's nice when a game is so playable. I feel like a lot of overly scripted events, which might be a thing in some later games, we'll see when we get there, kind of tends to bog the game down, but just, you know, when you go point A to point B, it's a ghost. By the way, yep, special camera angles. I mentioned this before, but anyone who perishes in a cutscene, you can crouch near them to get a special angle. Yeah, it's nice. It kind of just proves how playable and how fun this game is. The fact I'm able to... And I'm fighting Gray Fox. I'm... Spoilers, I'm right about to fight Gray Fox. And it's not even been an hour yet. MGS3 is interesting. MGS3 is very interesting because you can play that game a while. You can play that game for a long time because there's a lot of freedom in the areas. But yeah, you can also just, if you know the game well enough, you realize that it's just running north constantly. You're basically just holding up on the control stick until you get to a boss fight. But again, I like Metal Gear as a gameplay series. I think the games are fun to play. I'm not going to try to fight Gray. You know, nope. I'm not going to try to fight him in first person. You kind of need to be able to read his animations well. I mean, yeah, it just doesn't work. We'll try it. We'll try it. Let's see. I don't like this. Oh, no. Ain't no way that's happening. It would be an interesting challenge, though. Like I said, the game is very playable. It's very user-friendly. So, you know, if you want to pick up the Master Collection, get Integral, unlock the first-person mode, and try fighting every single boss in first person, you can do that. You can do that. My first replay, I had my day planned out, and then 3 hours later went, well, what now? Yeah, MGS3, if you know what you're doing, is a very short game. I think most Metal Gear games, the speed runs are about an hour and a half long. Granted, they involve skips, and again, skipping cutscenes and stuff, but yeah, it's fascinating because you're like, that's impossible. I mean, what was my run at when I completed it? That was what, about almost 10 hours, it said? Maybe this part I can do in first person. I don't know, buddy. Where am I looking? I hear you behind me. I hear you behind me.
Hurry up and catch me.
I'm trying. Punch out. I think 4 is kind of egregious with its ratio of gameplay to cutscene and also scripted sequence. Again, this is spoiler territory. We'll get to it more when we get to it. Oh, believe me, I have plenty to say about it, but I really love how 4 plays, but oh man, you need to like... Come on. You need to, like, squeeze it dry. Luckily, I have years of experience squeezing 4 dry of video game content. But jeez, man. That, a second playthrough can either be the most fun thing or the most terrible thing, depending on how you approach it. clashing of bone and sinew. I do. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, that's... Oh. Okay. Hey. Oh, this is silly. Oh, thanks. Uh. Okay, okay. Oh no! I backed up into it. Okay. You don't have... There we go. Ah, I was still in his... Still in his range. Okay. I'm not gonna risk it here. Oh yeah, he's chanting adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, which is the 4 components of DNA. I meant to... mention that before. Easier time fist fighting the cyborg ninja in first person than the guy pretending to be a bull. Yeah.
Gray Fox, Colonel.
Like I said, the fight with Gray Fox is interesting. Because it feels like a real battle, you know, it feels like a manly fight of intuition and instinct. Liquid is just sort of a, like, no, you are weaker than him. You need to overcome this. You're not like two equal opposite, evenly matched. Like, you're just plain weaker, man.
Gun, you said.
Metal Gear's co-developer, River... These are some of...
Yep, some of the supercomputers. They're pretty
I
super.
used to think that... Rex is in...
Oh, we know. We just, yeah, we're in a
I'll show you the...
we're in a copy future here, Otacon. We know what's up.
Okay.
All right.
Something's wrong.
Did you...
A disguise.
Yep. She's got a nice butt. We know what to look for, and we've got first person to look for it.
Japan was the first country to successfully make...
He loves anime. He loves robots.
We have to...
So do we. So do we. Alternate universe where Liquid just commits to a thumb war and wins. And he's like, you know, you may have superior genes, but I've got the upper hand, Snake. That's right, you're under my thumb if you catch my turn of phrase. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go eat some beans on toast. Whoop. Oh, yeah. First person, gas, room, action. All right. So this is what I wanted to get to, was this point in the game. Because there's a pretty funny glitch with the first person mode. Yeah, and then he just... he wins the thumb war and then just has a mysterious heart attack, yeah. Alright. Well, that's a man, so... he has to die. Yup. Okay, if I'm reading these little wiggly pixels properly. Hey. 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 Hey, Meryl. Meryl. Oh! She ghosted out. But that's...
Don't move.
Yeah. So that's all I really wanted to show, is that Meryl,
That's the second time I've
absolutely
sneaked up
just
on
ghosts
somebody
out of
who follows
existence
Snake.
if you follow her very quickly. Now, strangely enough, she has her pants.
What do you
She shouldn't have those because I followed her extremely quickly, but I wonder if it's a oddity of the
Okay,
first-person view.
I know this place better than you. I'll be point man.
But yeah, as you can see, this is a very bizarre, very strange way to play the game that, you know, it's kind of neat. It's definitely a way you can play it if you want. By the way, look, you can actually see Snake aiming the Nikita in this mode. The only way you can really see that, technically you can go into first person while the missile is flying and see him holding it like this, but it's very, very dangerous. But in first person mode, you know, you can just kind of freely do that. Now, of course, I need to make the Nikita missile just explode over here. But yeah, that's going to be it for looking at the first-person view mode. I could beat the rest of the game, but I think that's enough. I think you get the gist. I would recommend trying to play the game in this mode just because it's a weird oddity.